Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing our first Q&A leading up to the second half for Fear the Walking Dead Season 3, which apparently will return September 10th. And spoiler warning, if you have not seen the mid-season double finale for Fear the Walking Dead Season 3, oh man, what a crazy, just insane mid-season finale, back-to-back couple of episodes. Just so much awesomeness to have for the summer, that I'm just not really quite used to. Fear has just been, so awesome. So it makes me kind of sad that we got to wait till September to see the second half of this storyline, which I just find to be so gripping in Season 3. I really just feel like they've stepped up their game in Season 3 just vastly, and man, I just love this direction they're taking with Fear, where you have characters that are not cookie cutter, one dimensional. You have characters that are more like people, and they're not all bad, they're not all good at the same time. Most of them seem to be closer to bad, willing to do whatever it takes, pretty much lie, whatever they got to do, murder, kill. Oh man, Fear has just been absolutely incredible. So first one came from Master of None, who says, how about that Fear the Walking Dead? Hey guys, this has been the absolute best half of the series, and I have to agree with Master of None for sure. I think that the Season 3 first half, for a first half of a season, has just killed it, absolutely killed it. They have done such an incredible first half for Fear. I mean, that's really, when I think about Fear and I think about where it's at and kind of, fan interest in it and that kind of thing, that's probably what they needed to do in the beginning. They started Fear the Walking Dead off. I think they started off a little bit too slow. A lot of viewers turned off. They didn't give it enough of a chance. Season 2 continued, and I thought it was pretty good throughout, pretty good pacing. And the second half I liked a lot. But for some reason, a lot of people just turning off from Fear. The ratings going from it starting at about 10 million, quickly down from that. And then, eventually by the time we're in Season 3 now, like around 2 million or 2.5 million per episode for the series, just down and down and down. And, I don't get it, man. I feel like Fear is just so underrated, or maybe people they turned off too quickly and they thought like, don't like this or whatever, don't like these characters or whatever, and didn't give it more of a chance. This mid-season finale was it was incredible. I mean, kind of just the unique direction that they took with it, the whole setup with the ranch and Walker's group. Walker is a villain. Troy also is kind of like a semi-villain as a part of it, and then Madison sort of in her part and what she's done. I mean, you could view her as kind of like a villain in some ways too, doing what she has to do to keep her family safe. But they could have just left. They could have just, if they wanted to take kind of the good guy route out, they could, just have left the ranch, the Clarks by themselves or whatever, left with Lucy or whatever, and had that been it. So, man, just really impressed with Fear. It's gonna be a bit of a wait because this first half season was just so amazing. So I hope, for the sake of the show, that more people will give it a chance, more people will check it out, and I would urge anybody who subscribes to the channel, if you like The Walking Dead, and maybe you gave up on Fear at a certain point, Season 2 or something, whatever you got to do, I'd say try to see if you can get those episodes, try to see if you can check it out, because, if you watch up to current point with Fear, which is the mid-season finale for Season 3, I think after seeing that first half of Season 3, you'll be like, maybe this is worth watching, maybe this is worth checking out, because to be honest, I mean, I know it's the summertime, so people are on vacation, people are doing other stuff, but if you like this genre of a TV series, I mean, I just think Fear is just, oh man, so impressive. Next one's from Amon Yao, who says, Madison is so badass, I love her. And, for me, my favorite characters, maybe I should update my favorite characters for Fear, because after this half, I gotta, look at it again. Travis was my favorite character, right? But Madison now, I'd have to say, after that mid-season finale, I might have to put her up there, too. I mean, she is just, like you said, super badass. I mean, willing to do whatever it takes, and so slick and so cunning. It's just, oh man, it's just crazy to see. So I really like what they've done with her character. I like Kim Dickens' acting, and a lot of people don't like her, but that final scene when she hands over the bag to Walker and she turns around and walks away, I've watched it over now a few times. I'm just like, wow, this is amazing, especially like the montage, the music and stuff. I never heard that cover of Stand By Me. Really crazy. Just blew me away, man. Just absolutely blew me away this half. I've enjoyed this half of Fear the Walking Dead probably as much as almost any of the original series. Close to. I have my favorite halves for the original Walking Dead. But for what they had to for what they have to work with, I think they're just, oh man, they're doing such a great job. Anthony says season 3 has been a great season for character development for all the main characters. And I absolutely agree with that as well, too. If you look at every one, and what they've done with, except for maybe Travis, did what they did with Salazar, what they did with Daniel, Ophelia, and then, of course, Nick. We've already had lots with him already anyway, but, just continuing with that. Alicia, too, but Madison, for sure. I mean, what they've done with Madison and then adding on some other important characters here, just amazing, man. Kate B says, Abigail was the saddest death, F. Travis, and F. Jeremiah. Rest in peace, Abigail. So that's funny. Well, that's true. Like I did say in my review that it felt a bit out of place to see Strand like that, but at the same time, that was kind of cool, and it kind of puts to rest that season 2 storyline we had in the first half of season 2 where you had the Abigail out there, and I feel like with him torching it just seals that off. Like that's finished. Like that part of the story is gone. That window door is closed. We're not gonna see something like that again, as we shouldn't. The show should continue to evolve and develop. And man, just so cool. And yeah, I like that as well too, to get to see that. It was cool to finally see the Abigail again, because it was kind of like you said, almost like an old character coming back, even though it's just a ship. But that was something unique in Fear that I guess a lot of people didn't really like, which was them on the water. I thought it was a really cool choice for season 2, because I was like, okay, we never got to see anything like that in the original Walking Dead. What would it be like to see zombies and zombies on the beach and some of this? It's so different that I personally was like, wow, it'd be cool to see. And I thought it was cool the time they spent on the Abigail and them kind of closing the door on that. 737 says, Fear Q&A, Trev. How do you think Strand is going to meet up with the rest of the group? Do you think he would forgive Salazar for the abandonment at the hotel if he is with them? So the first part, will he forgive Daniel for leaving him, for Dan for leaving him? I think they have that kind of relationship. I think that's what it is, because Dan also saved him, right? Like he was going to be killed. He was going to be thrown off. I mean, so Daniel saved him and then kind of abandoned him, so he can't really be too mad. And they have that kind of back and forth relationship where they poke each other a little bit, they get at each other a little bit. So it is what it is. I think he'll forgive him, yeah, but I think he might try somehow to get back at him or something. I'm not sure how, but we'll see. I think he will meet up with the rest of the group. I think so, because I think Fear doesn't have enough characters. That's one of the problems, I think, is that they didn't bring on enough main characters, and they're killing off so many so quickly that, out of the original group that we had, the whole Manawa family is dead now. So really, from the beginning of the series, you just have the Clarks, and then you had, of course, the Salazars that joined on and Strand that joined on later on. So I think they kind of have to bring him back, because I think he's just, they don't have enough really not to have him in there. I think he has to meet with him at some point. Probably this half, most likely second half of season 3, I think. Before the finale, I would not be surprised if we saw them reunite again. Or at the latest, season 4's first half, I think. You got to see that. Mr. Adrenaline 1982 says, do you think Madison cutting off someone, I'll say someone's head, you guys know who it is if you've seen the episode. For those who don't, I won't include. Is the first step to her becoming alpha. Thanks for all the videos. Your Fear the Walking Dead coverage has been excellent as usual. So thanks, Mr. Adrenaline. I'm glad you like it. And I'm glad those of you who are checking out this video and have given the series a chance are liking the videos too. I love making them, so that's why I'm doing it, even if people aren't that into it, which I can tell they're not with Fear. I wish more people would give it a chance, but it's what it is. So the whole alpha question again, I mean, we keep seeing so much stuff stuff where it's like that's so alpha-like, you know, like especially when she looks back, like the look in her eyes, and this is where I liked Kim Dickens' portrayal here of Madison, is when she looks at Walker and he looks back at her and stuff. For a second there, I think he's scared of her. You know, when he sees what's in the bag and he kind of looks back at her, he kind of like gives her the nod. He's kind of like, you know, the look from him anyway to her is kind of like, you know, like, whoa, like, what am I dealing with here? And she's just got this dead look in her eyes, like, you know, like she's serious, you know. And from that, I got the sense of like, just this dominance, you know, sense where it was like, you know, don't fuck with me, man, you know, like I right, don't fuck with me, right? She's for real, and him probably thinking too, I'm not gonna fuck this lady's crazy, you know, this lady's insane, dude. I'm not gonna mess with her, man. This is nuts. So, wow. I mean, you know, yeah. I mean, I would love to see it. You know, I think that it's a standalone thing, though. They're probably not going to cross over, but man, would that not be the coolest? After seeing an episode like this, would that not be like the best crossover ever if they brought her in as Alpha in the original series, and then they had Fear go up to the point where it joins with the original series? I mean, that would be so great, especially when she does that confrontation look at him. That is so Alpha-like. I mean, you know, it's almost better than, you know, the comic version of Alpha. It's just so crazy. And Adam Ford apparently agrees. He says Madison is a straight killer, and I agree absolutely, man. Oh, man, crazy stuff. So, yeah, Judith DM also says something similar, and we'll finish with this one. It says, regardless of what people think about a crossover between The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, watching show and then watching a spinoff and have the spinoff turn out to be the back end of the original show would be pretty clever. Is pretty clever. I would like to see Madison turn into Alpha just to see what happens. And, you know, oh, man, well, so far we're thinking she's not, you know, even still, but it's just so kind of cool to think about it when you see some of the stuff she does. It's like, wow, how does that fit and that kind of thing. Anyway, Madison is killing it. Fear the Walking Dead is killing it, and I hope the show gets more than just a 4th season. We'll see. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought about the Season 3 mid-season finale. Write your comments below, and if you like this video, please like the video. Thumb it up below. You can also share and favorite. Send me questions for the Q&As, because we got a while now until Fear returns. So send me all the questions you guys want, video suggestions, top 5, top 10s, whatever you want to discuss for Fear. Send it to me, and we'll be sure to cover it this half. That's it for this one. See you guys again soon for another video, probably tomorrow. Fear the Walking Dead video. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.